Alright boys, we back with some fresh RX-7 content. Got this new lip here from a company called GroupAMotoring. These guys came from Shine Auto from what I've heard, and they make a lot of products for FD RX-7s, S2000s. They even make some high-end stuff for like Lexus, and I think they make some GTR stuff. But if you look here, so this is a 99 spec lip. It's a hybrid, so it's real flexible, but it looks like pure carbon fiber. So I got this on a whim here, kind of for H2O, but it didn't show up in time, which unfortunately kind of sucked. But it's also not an easy task to fit a 99 spec lip to a 93 bumper. So that's what this video is about. We're gonna see if we can do it and what needs done to make it happen. The factory bumpers have 3 bolts or 3 studs along here, and then 1 going in there, and then they've got 4 inside the hood here. My bumper comes on and off so much that I didn't put the 3 inside the fender on because they're really tough to get to. So let me pop the hood here and show you guys what we're working with. Alright, so there's 1, 2, and then underneath, right about in front of that bump stop, there's another one on each side. But I've got this cooling panel in the way, so we're going to rip that off, and I'll show you where the other 2 screws are, and we'll see if we can make it fit. So if you guys aren't familiar with RX-7 stuff, this is made by LRB, Landon Balk. He makes a bunch of sheet metal parts and stuff for FCs, FBs, FDs. This is a really cool piece. I've had it on here for over a year now, since I got the car retuned on the single turbo. You know, it kind of fills up this gap here, covers some stuff, and then it helps direct air through the V-mount I've got set up here. So those were the 2. Then you've got these studs that are included with the panel. Factory cars would just have another bolt like there is here and here. So you take these 4 off. All right, next we're gonna move to the sides here. So you pull the bumper out a little bit, kind of just stretch that, and then get yourself a nice extension for your impact driver. And then there's another 10mm screw up in here, if you can see where my wrench is going. So once you get it out far enough, there are your lights. You've got your bumper lights, and then your side turn signals. Or I guess, I don't know, are there 10? Alright, I'll show you in detail on this side here. So you see that light right there? Sometimes if you can squeeze it and pull, you can pop it off. Sometimes you have to twist it. And then well, that side was already unplugged. No wonder my light didn't work. Alright, well there's the bumper. And then I'll show you the 99 spec lip, how it kind of fits up, and then how the R1 comes off. There's just a bunch of screws that go up the whole way around. The 99 spec lip though, from what I've seen, what I've heard, it's been a while since I looked into it, but not all the screws fit. Might have to add a couple holes. And the lip is longer, so it kind of sticks out into the fender well a little bit more. So we'll see what happens, see how it looks, see if it can be done. I hope it can, because this is carbon fiber. It doesn't have as much play as factory ABS plastic does. So let's rip into it. Alright, so like I said, you've got a bunch of screws that go the whole way around. I don't know, probably 10 or 12 of them. And there's also these little tabs in here that are supposed to clip in. The new lip doesn't have that because it's aftermarket molded carbon fiber, so that's kind of something that you can't really add. Alright, with all the screws off, just kind of tug on a little bit and then it'll pop out where the tabs are. Okay, so more than I thought would line up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side, which means there's only one bolt hole that didn't line up. That's on this side of the vent, the outside of the vent. But like I said, there's no tabs on it, so I'm not sure how it's going to look, but we're going to flip it around and see. I can already tell it's probably sticking out a little bit in the front, so what we might have to do is drill a couple new holes and kind of slide it back and then stretch the bumper out a little bit to make it fit. So it actually doesn't fit too bad. Like I said, right there where that bolt hole doesn't line up, and then in the backs it kind of sticks out a little bit, so that can maybe be massaged by kind of drilling a new hole and then pulling the bumper out, because like I said, these are carbon fiber instead of ABS plastic like the OEM ones are, so it doesn't have as much play where you can kind of pull it in. But yeah, I know you guys can't really see too much because of the light, but yeah, so it does fit. You can make it fit. I'm gonna massage it a little bit more and see if I can't kind of make it fit perfect. If I can, I'm gonna show you guys that whenever I get it done, and then we'll mount it up on the car, do a test fit and see how it looks, and then you guys can let me know if you think the 99 spec bumper would be a better look with this lip. I'm sure it would, but to get a legit 99 spec bumper set up, it would be like almost $1,000 for the bumper and the reinforcement bar behind it. Alright, so I did one side of this lip here and it looks like it fits really well, but like I said, it didn't do it on the other side. When I initially fitted it, you can see there's no real overhang here. That's just because that bolt hole is lined up, but you know, the downside is it sticks out on the front. So to fix that problem, I kind of pulled it in as far as I could, kind of got the hole as close as possible. So this bolt hole now lines up because I had a new hole there, and then so does this one. I had to drill a new hole there, but the result is, like I said, it overhangs about I would might as well just call that 1 inch. Alright, my bad guys, my memory card just got filled. Like I said, I take a ton of videos and a ton of footage, but I just hardly ever make videos out of it, either because something comes up, I don't finish the project, or I don't like the content, or I don't have the time to edit. So back to what I was saying, I finished one side, but it overhangs like I thought it would, so I'm going to show you guys how to do the other side. This will help GroupAMotoring too. It'll expand their market potential by, you know, at least double. So in the US, that's what I was saying, in the US, for the 92 to 95 vehicles, call them USDM, they have very limited options as far as aero goes for the factory bumper. You have the factory chin spoiler, which is like a 1-inch lip, or you have the R1, R2 lip, which is what was on the car before and also what's on the Silver 94. The lip doesn't look bad, but like I said, everybody has it, and it just gives you no options other than getting a new bumper. And to go to the 99 spec bumper, you're looking at least $1,000 for a legit setup for the bumper and the rebar. And I highly suggest using a rebar, because if you don't and you're in an accident, you're gonna F the front end of your car. Okay, so now I just took a little tiny drill bit and kind of pulled this in as far as I could to make the front line up to where I thought it fit good. You can either make a mark on this side or kind of take a shot in the dark and go this way. Since I already did the other side, I have an idea about where this needs to be, so I'm going to take the shot in the dark, because you're never going to get it perfect anyway. I'm using I believe this is a 3/8 drill bit. It's about the same size as the holes that are already in this lip. So Now you just want to be careful, go slow, because this will rip apart if you go too fast. Alright, so now just kind of pull it up. It's going to have a lot of tension on it because, like I said, you got to flex it to make it fit. Alright, make sure this hole still lines up. And it does, so we're good there. Alright, so the bumper's back on, lip is on, looks great. Has a few things to note about the install. So, like I said, because you're flexing the bumper so much and you're pulling it, it kind of accentuates the how much it pulls on the fender. And since I don't have these bolts in here, you know, it's pulling on this even more because you're pulling the bumper down as well. It seems like this gap for the hood is a little bit bigger than it was as well. You can see here how it's sagging on this side. You know, these bolts, like I said, aren't in, but I think it's just the amount of flex in the bumper's pulling that. And I could tell when I was installing it, I had to really push on it a lot more, but thumbs up for me.